Culture Collective is a network of 26 projects based all over Scotland and covering all art forms, all kinds of people, all kinds of communities and community groups.
The programme's being led by Toonspeak, but we're working in partnership with a variety of local partners: Tron St Mary's, Wallacewell Community Fellowship, BCDC and Spirit of Springburn are the partners that are based in Ward 17, which is the north of Glasgow. And we've been working with them since summer last year to deliver our mixed art form programme.
And the idea is to restore community arts to areas of Scotland post-COVID.
But what's common about them all is that they're working with people in their places to think about what's right for here, what do you want your life to look like, what might creativity bring to your life and your experiences, and what might artists bring to that. So what do you want your creative life to look like here? And what's the role of artists in making it happen?
Culture Collective was such an interesting idea when it came to us, and obviously it was launched as a national programme. And it came at the time that we were already dealing with some key issues.
Obviously, freelance community artists were hit really hard during lockdown and COVID, and as were community centres and churches and all of these places that we've been working with in Springburn.
This ward has not actually had a lot of these kind of big initiatives. It's an area of Glasgow that I would say hasn't been particularly well served. So for us, knowing that we could then bring in a team of creative people, artists, a coordinator, a lead artist, actually was just too exciting an opportunity.
One of the first things that we discovered as we were starting work in Springburn was that not only was there a need to gather and create together, but it was absolutely right back to having fun.
Spirit was new. We formed because we did a community consultation on Springburn, asking local folk, because we're all local. And one of the activities was, or some of the activities is drama, music, and I knew what would come with that. So yeah, just thought, Spirit, this is one of our bigger partners, we're going to get involved in this.
Got yourself some beads?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep, to start with, and then we'll see how we go.
It's great to have something where it's for fun. I think I can tell everyone's shoulders are a bit more relaxed.
By really working hard to make these spaces like this welcoming means that the people can really open up.
Beautiful.
It's just a really good kind of opportunity for them to socialise as well.
It's a great place to make friends. I've noticed as well some of the women are making friends with each other that they wouldn't have otherwise, so it's really great.
Because you're seeing a lot of different cultural influences going into the work that they're doing, and they've also been doing a lot of kind of painting as well on canvases and stuff like that as well, and it's through that where you really are seeing the kind of cultural differences.
Some of the things that we've done with this group have been great because they've honestly been like, anything's a challenge but not even, and they've just loved it, and something to take home at the end of it too is important.
Because yeah, you were seeing kind of people take kind of real pride in actually what they were putting together.
We need fun back outside again, we need people outside. And that's what this whole programme has been about. Having artists. I mean, it's been inspirational.
Yeah, it's been really great having Culture Collective in here.
New Rhythms, they're local as well. They've been here for a wee while. They're a bunch of real characters and they are great with the kids and the work that they do.
We started doing the Springburn Art Club in last year, in September, and someone from Culture Collective approached us and asked if we will be interested, of course, because I mean the offer it was doing fun things with the kids, so that's always a good thing to do.
The kids are loving it.
Unicorn monster.
Yeah, brilliant. And pop it on the top. Yeah, that looks
good. It's a material girl creature thing. There's an eye sticking out of its eye, sticking out of an eye, sticking out of its eye, sticking out of its eye. It must become more material girl.
I think that arts bring them more focus and more introspection, I don't know, and being inside themselves, and then music and movement allow them to just shout and run around and have fun, yeah.
It's like a dream, you know, for folk that want to sing, to dance, that don't have the confidence. Having the opportunity to do that brings so much to one person. The confidence, the resilience, the just being your own person, doing something for yourself. The opportunity to see folk come back outside again and have a really bloody good laugh. It's really pretty special.
For a lot of us, that beginning was quite scary. Everyone was quite nervous of each other. We've all been kind of avoiding each other for 2 years, as instructed. And so there was really little steps into gathering together, having cups of tea, telling stories, and absolutely having a laugh.
So Phil has been working with our team of artists. So we have 5 associate artists and 5 assistant artists who have been working together in teams of 2 or 3 and going out into the community and delivering a range of different art forms, from dance, theatre, singing, visual art, spray painting. A variety of arts work has been delivered. And we're really encouraging local people to express themselves creatively and develop their own artwork.
Well, we didn't know it was going to work. When they mentioned it at first, Lynn and I were in a panic thinking, artists? What do we know about artists?
This isn't going to work for us. We immediately said that.
But we just thought, well, we'll go with it and we'll see what happens. And right away,
even after the first session, we thought, wow, these guys are just fabulous.
But everybody that's come in here have been utterly fantastic. So you've got Hayley and Indra who do the Multicultural group on a Friday.
The Chinese community I've been using building for 5 years or so.
They've always came to Tron St Mary's. They come on a Friday morning. They like to play badminton and table tennis. They have their wee bits of food. They have a wee dance, like to do their Tai Chi and their fan dance, and they have their Chinese music.
They're just so encouraging of just the general community coming along and getting involved in everything they're doing.
Everything that we've been doing together has been evolving through every session. Because there's a language barrier, part of it is seeing how the group adapt and translate the offerings that are being suggested, and then from that we just roll with what's happening. So we've created what I call as a movement score. So we have individual solo moments that build this human sculpture of a tree, and we then reform the tree into lots of different things, which is beautiful moments of small connection, weaving in and out of each other. And then we have moments where we break off into partners and they have some mirroring, and then we put it all together into one big score. I think every single day that you come here, the group just are the most welcoming, the most joyous people to be around.
It's a highlight of our week. We look forward to Friday morning.
I couldn't have asked for better people to be working with. The performance at the park in August, they'll show two things. They'll have the score that we just talked about there in terms of the tree and the evolution of that, and then they have a second one which was a direct request from the group. They were really keen to learn line dancing. I'm a contemporary dancer, that is not in my forte, but what I did know was the slosh.
So the Cannae Sing Choir's been running for, well, before I started here, actually, I was a member of the Cannae Sing Choir.
They say they can't sing, but they can sing.
I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
Your singing is fantastic. Music as well, especially for some of the older ladies who would maybe be thinking there might be a wee touch of dementia, maybe possibly starting music just takes you right back. It can evoke memories and stimulates your thinking. It's just, it's great, and it does bring people together.
So yeah, we're doing a variety of songs, and for this actual project I've written a song called Here We Are, the title of the actual project, and it's going to be actually as part of the showcase. So it's quite exciting that all their spoken words, exercises and things that I did in the Friday class with the Women Can group, that's going to be incorporated into the other group. So it's a nice kind of like amalgamation, kind of partnership project.
Women Can is a self-run group. They started it a few years ago, and it's women coming together, and initially we make jewellery.
But now obviously we've got the Culture Collective guys coming in, and Ross has been a complete breath of fresh air. He came in and told us we were going to be acting and doing drama, and we thought, no, we can't. That was that word, can't.
We've been working on various things like text work. We've been doing stuff like steamy, we've been doing stuff based around Scottish texts and modern stuff, improvisation.
I never thought I'd actually read lines out of the wee steamy, and I actually get to swear. But it's good, it's really good. It's things that I would never have thought in doing. I would never have thought in singing like this, and I would never have thought in doing anything like the plays and Ross and his tongue twisters.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
It's just lovely to finish the week with a fantastic session, and we have some very interesting participants who just throw themselves into different scenarios, and it's great.
It's a challenge of actually saying to yourself, oh, I can do that. I can actually be that person. and you want to be that person, which is wonderful.
That's quite a popular word here actually, I can't, but we'll show you that you can.
Culture Collective grew out of Scottish Government emergency funding. These projects grew in the context of COVID, which is really particular, hopefully never to be repeated, although who knows. And there's a question, I think. The projects were initially funded for 18 months and then for another 12, so we're working at 2.5-year timescales at the moment. One of the really obvious things we've learned is that these projects take a long time to build these really deep and meaningful and important connections with both community groups and with the people who use them takes a long time, and it's right to give them the time to do that slowly. It's not something to be rushed.
So we wanted to actively find a way that we could employ and support the creative sector at this dreadful time. So what we did during COVID was we ran a programme that was supported by Supporting Communities, a Scottish Government fund. And for the first time, Toonspeak became an anchor organisation. And this actually meant that we were able to fund our own response programme, but also that of 4 other organisations in the North Glasgow area. And really from that, we thought, okay, we can do this. We can take on an anchor kind of lead role. So when Culture Collective came, we thought here could be a solution to these things. But it was also interesting to us because we had already been involved in looking at a community recovering from COVID. So these 2 kind of main ideas for the national programme, supporting creativity through offering employment to the freelance artists and also actually matching them with a community, was just deeply exciting.
We work with the community and we help as many people as we can. With different backgrounds and whatever else. Anybody can come in off the street and just ask for help, and if we can help them, if we can't, we'll find another source that can help them.
So our Theatre Makers Plus group have been working with Phil, the lead artist, and that's just really exciting. And I deliberately don't know anything about what they're doing. I want to be surprised by it.
Here we are, in my bedroom. I spend most of my time here. Yep. Whether that be, you know, sleeping, cuddling with my dog, or swearing at video games.
But more recently, I've taken up sewing patches on my jacket again. I took a break for about 2 years the other day.
The more important, urgent matter is that there's an army coming of ogres and trolls and spiders.
And then we have Bailey, my 3-year-old Jack Russell, who is a wee bit of a pain in the arse, but we love her for it, so.
The group always surprises me, but for us to have the opportunity to match them with a very different discipline artist than those that we would normally employ to run the theatre classes has also just been an absolutely fantastic thing.
All of those stories waiting to be told.
When I'm walking her through the park, she doesn't walk, she runs, well, she leaps.
But once you get to the top, it's lovely.
The Iron Maiden patch means quite a lot to me because it was the first band I really got invested in. But no, I think that's my mum calling me for dinner. Thank you for being in my room.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Hugh, I'm a musician. I'm working here with Toonspeak on the adults percussion class. So we're just kind of hitting lots of instruments, lots of pots and pans to make some music together. I I think people don't realise that they have this stuff in them, like naturally. So kind of a lot of what I do is just kind of helping people bring that out and discover that. Some of the things we've ended up doing are like quite complicated, but I've not really taught anyone to do that. I've simply said, here's a beat, just play something that fits with that. And when you give people that space to do that, it just, they get it. I think everyone feels like not judged, like, and can just kind of, there's space to like experiment and try stuff out.
I was so nervous when I first came, I was touching things. And now it's
Yeah. So it's just all really, percussion is really just about getting your beat all running off each other at the same, you know, different instruments but all going at the same time.
Everyone is feeling this rhythm together. You can hear it, but it's like, it's more than that, and it's like, there's just a connection that just works, and I think that's what we're kind of tapping into without really knowing what it is or how it works.
You know, you don't think that you could actually come and do something like this, you know, but it's amazing how you get right into it.
It's good to just like make a load of noise and just hit things and just get that out of the system as well. Is always a big help for people, I think.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
This is a class with Early Years Scotland and Toonspeak, and it's for anyone under the age of 4, but to be honest, everyone is welcome. And we do a lot of singing and we do a lot of BSL and dance as well, but mainly have a lot of fun. One of the best bits about being in this group is just seeing the play and everyone's imaginations being sparked and creativity.
I really see the value in like sharing that with people and empowering people by teaching them that everyone can kind of do this stuff.
I didn't know how I would be with it, but it actually brought something out in me, and made me feel good. So us coming in, knowing they were there and getting us all moving and stuff, it was fantastic.
Babies on the bus go wah, 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 wah. Babies on the bus go wah, 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 all day long.
And it's also really important just to chat and to remind people there is that community. With this group, I'm often reminded that community is not this luxurious thing, it's such a necessity. And this group really reminds me of how important it is to connect and to play and have fun with people.
You're bringing in an element of joy and fun and spontaneity as well, you know, because although it's regular, for our children it's quite spontaneous, because a week is a long time for small people.
I definitely feel like we've seen quite a big change in terms of like how comfortable everybody is in the sessions, how much everyone's like learnt the songs now and just like knows our kind of routine. I see a lot of people like picking up the bits of the BSL and stuff as well.
For example, one child has started using sign language, like my name is and my favourite colour, like pink. So they're using that peppered out throughout their week, not just on that particular day. So we know they're taking things away and using it in different contexts.
Great! Thank you, everyone!
I just have a really fun time doing these sessions. This one in particular is like the highlight of my week. Actually, no, that's harsh. I think the two that I do here are the highlight of my week.
What we see is it makes a huge difference to people's lives. It's hugely impactful, but it's often under the radar. It's often really small scale stuff happening at the level of a park or a playground or a street or a tiny community. And because it's not showy, because it's often been happening by volunteers in a kind of scruffy town hall or under the radar, it's easy to forget what an impact it makes in our creative lives. And when we think about the cultural sector, we often don't think about these kind of projects. So part of my role is to shout about them a bit and to talk about how brilliant they are and how important they are.
Wallacewell is a community fellowship, and I go there as a creative practitioner, and we do visual arts. It's a small group of women, and along with myself they do a lot of drawing and painting and fine art.
Aye, perfect idea. It all will be the one colour.
Aye, it'll be like
just be
a one smashing.
But would that be a bit, that would mess your brain, all these different angles?
They're all getting different things from it. You get, they're such big characters there, so you get a lot of live feedback, really amazing feedback about how much the ladies there enjoy it, how much they get out of it.
It makes a lot of difference to me because there was lots of things that I still had to learn, and I feel as if that I've benefited through John Martin and Sean and Jazz.
Yeah, it's been amazing. They kind of teach us here. You see it. We have a lot of fun.
We've all come closer, and we've all, I think we've all blossomed through it.
We've been doing a wee bit of a crossover with the place that I'm at just now, which is the men's shed. So the men's shed have supplied some little board panels. The way that I brought it to them, it was just sort of explaining that I see them as artists at this stage because they're quite established artists. So I brought them a brief, and the brief was paint on these boards that would be installed somewhere in the park. So they've been loving that.
It's the stuff that we're doing for the park, the stuff that we're going to be doing for the day in the park, which is, I believe, the 6th of August, that we're all going to be going up and showing the things that we've done, and even things that's not been done, maybe do some artwork while we're up there or whatever, and being able to be part of it. You know, and for people to see so much joy that it's brought to us, that we hope it brings to others. You're expressing how you're feeling inside, and you're painting it and getting it out, and then it's out in the open, and it shows you and helps you to deal with it. It's did that for me anyway.
We're in a wonderful place right now where the participants who've been part of the project feel comfortable in the art form that they're working with. Their confidence levels have improved, so they're able to state their point, ask a question, make new friends, join in other activities. In fact, we've had some of the participants from one group go to another group and vice versa. So we're really getting that community mix now. So we're at a fabulous place where the participants know the artists know the participants, and we feel very supported.
It's hard to put into words how much this kind of activity and coming together and celebrating together has been missed.
What's special about Culture Collective is that it's not trying to say, if we give you 10 million more pounds, what could happen here? But it's about saying, what do you need to be the right size for your place? And then how do we share what's happening here with more kinds of places so that they can figure out what's right for their place as well. And that might be a similar thing, like the example here of the men's sheds is a beautiful movement that is happening in lots of places. But equally in other places it might be something very particular and very distinct where there might be just one thing, one little nugget of we struggled with this and this is how we tackled it, that might end up being really useful in a completely different context with a different artist in a different part of Scotland. But finding that thing and having close enough relationships to learn about each other's projects in that way helps build those small and different and beautiful projects wherever they happen to be.
The men's shed is amazing. It's honestly, it's one of the nicest places that I think I've worked ever.
When we first opened, it was to deal with loneliness and isolation amongst older men. But it quickly became apparent that some of the older men, those that live alone, were suffering from malnutrition. So then we decided what we'll do is we'll get funding and we'll start a lunch club. So you're not labelling anybody, everybody that comes gets their lunch. So the guys are guaranteed a hot meal every time they come to the men's shed.
I think the very first conversation came about when Toonspeak were looking for partners and groups to get involved in the Culture Collective project. And I think that Tom asked if Toonspeak could paint their shed and do a mural on their shed. But wouldn't it be better, wouldn't it be more fun if they painted it with us? So it wasn't us doing a mural on their shed, but it was something we did collaboratively.
Aye, definitely. Definitely.
And we're going to put in 3 or 4 different sections the history of Springburn, the industrial heritage of Springburn.
We talked about the history of Springburn and everything that they wanted to be represented on the shed.
Like Stop Hill Mental Health Campus, Marie Curie, the Winter Gardens, Springburn Park, the Swans, everything. The Bulger Hill Flats were a bit iconic as a landmark in Springburn. The heritage with the steam locomotives, all that sort of stuff, so it was eventually all going to be on that wall there.
And then of course at the start there was a process of just arriving here, getting to know what happens here, the people here getting to know us. So we're quite at home here. Quite at home here now. I think we're the same as a lot of people. We're like, oh, we want to join the men's shed. It's a really relaxing, it's a really nice, supportive environment. It's its own place.
Everything you do in here is therapeutic. Aye. It's good for the brain, believe it or not.
No, I can believe it. It's a relaxing place. But also like...
It helps people with mental health difficulties and all sorts when they come in here. That's where they come away for a day, things like this. So,
aye.
And that's helped. It made a big difference in me anyway, I can tell you.
Been coming to the men's shed for over a year now. It's been a lifeline for me, I'm loving it.
I have had mental health issues and I don't socialise a lot. So coming here is a godsend as far as no one judges you. You're not working for anybody, nobody tells you what to do. There's good people here, and for me to be here has kept me sane. And I couldn't do without this place.
I think the best thing about working with the men's shed is how welcome we are and the joy that you can feel when you come and work here. It's serious work, everyone's getting on and doing stuff, but it's fun and it's joyful and it's happy, and there's tea and biscuits. Have I mentioned the tea and biscuits? I might have mentioned the tea and biscuits. Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant.
And you can see the whole of Glasgow. They don't know what they are, or where they are, or who they are, or even how they are.
By feminine, simply. Fine.
Had a total multicultural day today. It's been smashing.
But it's great just to see people coming together.
We are happy today. We enjoying. Very nice day.
There's not one person who we have worked with, either as the professional artists or as the participants, the children and young people, the men in the men's shed, who haven't struggled at some point during the past 2 years with lockdowns, with COVID, with illness, with loss. And the fact that we have been part of a community mending and coming out of our flats and our homes to come together and be creative together has been incredible, and it's been amazing to be so welcomed into the Springburn community and to learn about everybody's journey and meet everyone and to be part of their creative experience as well. Yeah, it's been quite magic.
There's this question of, once we hopefully as a country get beyond COVID, this will no longer be emergency funding, so what next? So part of our role over this 2.5 years is to talk about how brilliant it is and to prove how brilliant it is and to keep advocating for the role of this kind of activity, so that as we look to October 2023 and the end of this first cohort of Culture Collective, we're in a really good position to say, we must keep going, because we must keep going.
There's something pretty special happening here.